What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to go ahead and apologize for not posting too much Splitgate 2 recently. Obviously, there's not really much to play. The alpha's done. We're still waiting upon the beta, so on and so forth. And obviously, Battlefield 6 has dropped a ton of different information. Battlefield Labs has completely leaked out. We've seen gameplay, the classes, so I've been really deep diving into the Battlefield side of things. But we do have a little information from the developers over there at Splitgate 2 on the future of this game, and I think you guys are going to be really interested with what I have to share. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And of course, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, gotta link that channel down in the description of this video. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as you can see right here, this is the first thing I wanted to show to you all. This is a post that the Splitgate developers put out to us, showcasing how well the first alpha has done for them. As you can see, 500k plus games played. 59 million total kills. The weapon with the most kills was the Arrow's assault rifle, and the power weapon with the most kills was the Arrow's dual SMG, which is obviously understandable. I don't know, when I was playing the alpha, I thought that was very underrated, the dual SMGs. I couldn't really understand why nobody picked them up or wanted to try them. Every time I saw it spawn onto the map, nobody went for it besides me. But hey, I guess, a lot of people did decide to use them because they were absolutely ridiculous. 1 million BFB bonks. For those who don't know, that means the bat that you went ahead and hit someone across the head with. 2 million portals spawned. Actually, I think that means 20 million. I think they made the 0 a portal, which is dope. But me being me, I'm pretty slow, so it is what it is. But 20 million portals spawned. 200% growth in new players. I don't think anybody understands how big that actually is. 6,000 plus Twitch streamers. 62k Twitch drops earned. And 90% would recommend, over 90% of people would recommend this to their friends. That is huge, guys. And then, of course, one rooster discovered. And I'm a bit salty because I didn't even know there was a rooster to go ahead and discover. I'm kind of mad that I didn't find this rooster. And only one of them was found. So I guess it must have been pretty difficult. But I do want to put a huge emphasis on over 200% growth in new players is massive. Because for me personally, I thought that this was going to be specifically for the Splitgate 1 crowd. A lot of people weren't going to want to go ahead and dabble in Splitgate 2 besides Splitgate 1 players. But this right here is proof that it wasn't just Splitgate 1 players. It was pretty much everybody. And that is outstanding because over 90% of them said they would recommend this game to one of their friends or even family. That right there is huge news and hopefully a step in the right direction to have a bunch of people want to stick around with Splitgate 2. I've said it many times before, but I feel like Splitgate 1 wasn't as, loved of a game, even though I thought it was phenomenal. A lot of people stuck around with Splitgate 1. But do you guys remember that Reddit post I read off to you all, a few videos ago for Splitgate, where it said that this game, or not this game, but Splitgate 1 was more so a concept? I think that's why it didn't pop the way that, it should have. It got a lot of hype because it had portals and everybody was like, wow, look, portals, we never seen this in a PvP game, so everybody was tuning in. But at the end of the day, it was made by a couple of guys in a dorm room, so, it wasn't a fully fledged out title that was, supposed to be what they wanted it to be, so it didn't thrive too hard. Compared to Splitgate 2, which they hired a bunch of goated devs that have a lot more money backing them up, I think that this game shows a tremendous amount of potential, and it showcases right here with, once again, over 200% growth of new players, and then over 90% of them saying that it was good and they want other people to go ahead and play it. I think Splitgate 2 is going to be in a pretty healthy spot at launch. But with that being said, let's move over to the second post that Splitgate put out for us, and this is a really juicy one. I think you guys have probably already heard of this. Again, I do apologize for being so late. Battlefield 6 has been extraordinarily hot right now, but I had to get this out to you all. You've only seen half of what's in store. Join the Splitgate 2 open beta in May. I'm going to be honest, this is going to be a hard one, man, because I had so much fun during the alpha for Splitgate 2 that having to wait a couple more months is going to be, devastating. I want to play it now. Now I want to play this, but it is what it is. Let the devs cook. I say it all the time, although we are all excited and we all want to, dive deep into this game. The best thing to do is to give the devs the time that they need. Even if they need to extend, the time for the beta to go, and it's not in May, or maybe it's later in May, whatever it is, let the developers cook. It's better the game launches in a good state than in a bad state, because I don't want to see another game go down like X-Defiant did. I loved X-Defiant, but at the end of the day, it didn't launch in a good enough state, not enough content, it was still buggy. And, it's sad because the community told them to do so. The community said, launch it now. We're ready. We'll deal with it. But in reality, the mass majority of people are not actually ready for it. So So this game needs to launch in a good spot. It can't have any bugs, can't have any problems. It needs a good amount of content at launch. So let them cook, let them do their thing. But ladies and gentlemen, with that information being said for the open beta launch date, I wanted to go ahead and put together a few things that I would like to see these developers discuss with us, moving more towards the next open beta, a little in-between phase, so we can actually have some things to keep this game relevant with, talking points on YouTube, keep the hype going until the beta goes live, and also things that I would kind of like to see changed around when it comes to the open beta. Obviously it might not happen, but these are all opinions, and I thought it'd be fun to jot some of them down. Make sure you guys go down in the comment section as well and leave your opinions on what you want to hear from the developers and also what you want to see upgraded or even downgraded going into the next upcoming beta here. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, let's go ahead and start off with some of these points that I made for you guys. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, TDM. Now, the other game modes I don't really have too much of a problem with, but when it comes to TDM, I don't think there should be any rounds in between the matches. When it comes to, other modes, it kind of makes sense. I understand the competitive nature and giving everybody a little bit of a reset, it allows for more fair play. But in TDM, I really don't think anybody needs a reset, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. The majority of people who play TDM just want to go to 50 or 100 kills and call it a day. Whoever gets the most kills, wins the game, and whoever doesn't. I don't think many people want to hop into TDM, grind up to 25, reset. Hop into TDM again, grind up, reset, I don't know. It just doesn't really suit the vibes too much. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this, because I've seen others say they don't want this for anything, any of the modes. They just want these modes to be, one set grind throughs, right? And that's it. But in all reality, I don't mind this mentality for certain other game modes. Just TDM alone, I think, should be changed around so it could be more of that, casual haven spot. So people can hop on, get a few matches if they want to, and then bounce without having to worry about playing multiple different rounds, going to like 15, 20 minutes if both teams are playing very well, right? I think TDM should be handled differently. Secondly, this might be a hard one, and I don't know if this is going to be, introduced at all, but I still wanted to throw it out there. I think, having more people in your party would be a good thing. I saw them dabble with 6v6, which was, a cool introduction, and obviously Big Team Battle, which was an awesome introduction. That's one of the things I've been waiting for. It's amazing. I love it in Halo, and I love it even more in Splitgate. But it kind of sucks that you can only have 4 people with you, I usually have a bunch of friends who want to squad up, have some fun. And only being able to have 4 of them squad up with you is kind of a bummer. It's like the same thing as Battlefield. You can only have 4 people in your squad. You used to be able to have, more, and it was great, but now they condensed it down to 4, and you can only have so many people in. And on top of that, usually in Battlefield, I just have them join the game so everybody can still hop in and play. But I'm not too sure if that's going to work nicely in Splitgate, It'll be awesome. It will be awesome. Again, I'm not really, expecting this change to actually happen, but again, like I said, I just wanted to voice some of my personal opinions. I think it will be great, at least for Big Team Battle, to go in with maybe 5 or 6 different players in your squad, if it could be balanced out correctly. That would just be so much fun, being able to have more people play with you. And obviously, you can go into private match and play there, but, people like to get XP, people like to rank up, people like to play the public match experience. So I just think it'll be really cool if you can have a few more people depending on the game mode. And then, of course, if you go into the 4v4 arena mosh pit, whatever you want to play, you could stick with 4v4 there. You know what I'm saying? But 6v6 and, Big Team Battle, it would be awesome if I could just have, even one extra teammate would go a very long way. Now, the next thing I put here only really sparked my mind when I saw that Splitgate 2 said, you've only seen half of what's in store, and then saying join the Splitgate 2 open beta in May. I hope they don't go all out with content within the beta. I really hope they don't. Because what this does to me personally is it makes it feel like the full launch of the game feels less exciting, because if you experience the full game within the beta, you're not really going to be anticipating anything. I hope that they add in a sprinkle of new maps and new things to introduce, but I hope they don't go too much crazier than that. Maybe a little bit more compared to the alpha, but keep people craving, wanting more. So when the full drop comes, they will really want to dive in because there's going to be a ton of things that they didn't even get to dabble with. After that, obviously, an official launch date. It will be phenomenal to hear by the time the beta drops what the launch date is going to be looking like, what that window is going to be. Because I think, again, a lot of people are anticipating this game, are very excited about this game, and would love to know when we can finally get our hands on. And then the last thing here is going to be a little bit more controversial, and I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't think they're going to touch upon this. I really don't, but I still wanted to throw it in this video because I think it's an important topic, and a lot of people have been coming to me asking me this, so I just want to try to be, the voice for a lot of other people who cannot get heard. a talk about skill-based matchmaking. Now, I'll be real with you guys. I do believe Splitgate 1 had matchmaking, and I'm pretty positive it has an MMR system in place with Splitgate 2. But there's no official words from the developers about it at all for Splitgate 2. It's just kind of, a conspiracy theory that we're all kind of formulating right now. And I'll be real, if it does have matchmaking, it's definitely toned back compared to Call of Duty. It's nowhere close to being like COD. My match-to-match, experience is drastically different. Sometimes I'll have a lot of competitive games in a row. Other times I'll have one competitive match and I'll play like 20 casual games. Sometimes I hop on and I only get casual games. It's really, up in the air, and I don't think the MMR system is extraordinarily strict within this game. But I think it'll be still good to have an open discussion about this with the community and just describe what's going on with their system so people can have a better idea, a better concept of what is in place when they're getting into the experience. I just think nowadays in current day gaming, people feel very skeptical when it comes to a lot of publishers and developers. I feel like a lot of people have, been screwed over one too many times, lied to one too many times. And although the Splitgate team has never done this, I want to make that very clear. They have never lied to us. They've always been very open with this community. They tell us exactly what their plans are for the future of the game and what they're planning on doing and making and developing, so on and so forth. They're a great team. Like I said in, previous videos, they reminded me a lot of the X-Defined team with how they keep us in the loop. But I do believe that regardless, people have very bad experiences with other teams, and they will bring those experiences over to this game. Whether the Splitgate team, did something bad or not, doesn't matter. They're going to take their bad experiences and think the same exact thing will happen towards this game. I think being as open as possible is crucial, and matchmaking is always the hottest topic. Even if you just say you have an MMR system but it's tremendously toned down, that is enough to get people to, want to hop into the game. I think a lot of people are just scared that they're going to get into the same loop that they do in Call of Duty or any of these other, even Halo. Halo Infinite has an extremely thick skill-based matchmaking system as well. You can't escape it nowadays, So I feel like if they could be open about this, tell us about it, and explain what we can expect, that would be huge. But again, I'm not really holding my breath on this one. I think they're going to talk about a lot of different things, but part of me, deep down, thinks that they're going to hold the matchmaking talk back for ever. Honestly, they're never going to discuss it because, again, it is one of those topics that can make or break the experience for a lot of people. And if it is a thick MMR system within this game and they're open about it, that could be honestly worse for them than just being quiet and just, kind of rolling with the waves until people kind of forget about it. But again, I still wanted to bring it up here because I know a lot of people have been asking about it. A lot of people have questions. And again, a lot of people don't have the, the voices to be able to preach it out and see if they can get any results from it. So again, I just wanted to bring it out for the general public to hopefully see if we can get some results and some answers maybe sometime down the road. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you guys. Please go down in the comment section, leave your opinions down below. What type of questions do you guys have for the developers? Is it anything that you want to see or hear in particular between now and the open beta? And is there anything you want to see changed within this game from alpha to beta that you want to see, basically changed around? Like I said, TDM, I don't want rounds in between and stuff like that. Maybe larger squad sizes. What are you guys looking for? Do you want to see more portals? Do you want to see less portals? Do you want to see more weapons? Do you want to see a lot of content? Like, what is your guys' agenda on when it comes to approaching the beta for Splitgate 2? But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.